Okay. My goal with this spoiler review is to try to get through it without crying. It's going to be a challenge. What's happening, film nerds? David the Film Junkie here, bringing you my spoiler review of Logan. That's right, spoilers galore, guys. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, please go watch the movie, goddammit. I've seen it twice. And please watch my original review that is spoiler free. So let's just jump right into it, guys. I saw it again yesterday right after work, and I was like, you know what? God, this movie is just so good. I mean, right off the bat, I even tweeted this out. I was all, hey, Academy. Well, I didn't say, hey, Academy, but I said noms for next year, please. Best Supporting Actor, Patrick Stewart. Best Supporting Actress, Daphne Keane. Best Actor, Hugh Jackman. Best Picture, Logan. It's caliber. It is Oscar caliber. It really is, especially the performances. One thing I'm like going is like, where did they get Daphne Keane? Where did they find her? First off, she's got those eyes that just pierce your fucking soul. And she just handled herself so well. I mean, for her first movie, she's 11 years old. And when she was, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, she is a force to be reckoned with. So, yeah, here we go, guys. Let's talk about Logan. So the way Logan starts off, he's passed out in the back of the limo that he drives, and you got these cholos, man. They're just freaking trying to steal his rims, man. Gotta get some of that fire rims. And then, you know, I mean, right then and there, you're just like, this is like a perfect opening, I say, because especially for this story, because it doesn't start off with some crazy action sequence. It starts off really, you really get a sense of like, oh my God, Logan is just a mess right now, because right off the bat, he's drunk. He's passed out drunk because you see the empty bottle. And, you know, he's in the back of his limo. He gets out, he's stumbly and everything like that. He's still fearless when it comes to certain people, but you could tell, like right off the bat, he gets shot and he falls down and he's like, you can tell it hurt him. But as soon as like he lets out the claws, you almost get a sense of, wait, yeah, he's really fucked up, because one of his claws, I believe it's this one, doesn't want to fully come out. And there's a scene later where he's like sitting on his bed and he's pulling out the fucking claw, and there's blood and there's you just feel for the guy. And I'm like, God, that is so perfect. I mean, just to show that, like, another aspect, the fact that he's not healing, but then the fact that one of his claws isn't fully coming out, it's just another little subtle thing that just show you that, hey, Logan is fucked up. And he takes out these guys. I mean, we get a sense of like, okay, yes, stab, and just slicing, and oh man, it's just it's such a great opening. Such a great opening. A perfect introduction, I think, for this story. So then we find out the living situation that Logan's in, which is, of course, in El Paso, in an old kind of, I forgot exactly what it was, but there's like a turned over water tower that he's holding Charles in, Mr. Xavier. Oh man, it's sad to see. And he is like Charles has totally lost his mind. And then of course you have Caliban too, who's like helping out, who's also just like, you feel bad for him, because it's like, well, why are you wrapped up in this situation? I mean, obviously he could track mutants, but you just kind of go, man, you're in the desert, but how are you able to? I mean, obviously when he goes outside, he has to completely cover his skin, but Jesus Christ. You feel bad for him, because you feel like he's just like stuck there, but he doesn't want to leave because he's got two mutants that were once just like great people and heroes are now nothing. And what he used to do is round up mutants for bad people. Charles is all fucked up. You wonder what's going on. And this is what I loved about this too. And I guess the writers and everything and James Mangold, they decided to remove any flashback from the story that showed why Charles is all fucked up and certain things happen. You get a sense throughout the movie that something really bad happened, but they don't really talk in detail with it, and they don't flash back to it. And I love that they did that. They kept that questionable. Because I was wondering, like, what happened? Why is he so fucked up? He basically has a brain disease, and he's the most powerful brain that there is. I believe that's what Mr. Pierce said. And it's just like, wow, you just want to know what happened to the guy. And it's just like, because he's lost it. He used to have it so together. The bad guys are the Reavers, which is great. I even thought, what's his name? Boyd something? I don't remember his name. Oh, wait. I have it right here. I can't find Boyd Holbrook. He did good. It's Pierce. I thought he did pretty damn good. And I like the fact of their little story because they're like souped up superhuman people. And in the books, they are ones that want to destroy the mutants and they think they're superior because they're cyborg-like and everything. And I thought that they were a nice little addition to this story because they really, like in the books, I guess they were more like, they really wanted to, you know, get Wolverine. And obviously having him in this story, I thought that was a nice little addition to it. Great little villain. So after they establish what's going on with Logan and all, we finally get introduced to Laura. The nurse that was holding on to her, trying to get Logan's attention, ends up getting killed, and all of a sudden Laura shows up, or she sneaks in the back of the limo, obviously, when they go back, and then of course the Reavers show up. And this was such a great introduction to her. Oh my god. I mean, and again, where do they find this little actress? I mean, she is just, she's too perfect. They're outside. Logan wanted to leave and just leave her behind, but of course they were stuck. And when everybody was outside and she's just eating cereal and she's looking at the monitor, and then they start coming in, and just the fact that she doesn't like turn around and look like this, she just keeps on eating her cereal and does like, you know, the perif look, and she's got those fucking eyes. So it's just like, it's so perfect. Then of course you hear on the outside, you hear shots fired and yells and screams. And then she just comes walking out with her backpack looking what looks like a ball in her hand. No, not a ball. It's a head that she throws down. It's like, oh my god. And then of course she starts fucking up everybody. And I love, what's Pierce's reaction too. When he's trying to like calm the situation. He's trying to be, and this is what I like about his character. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to shoot. He just wants everything to go so smoothly. Like when she just starts walking up and she tightens her fists and those claws are coming out, he's all, no. He's just like, no, he doesn't want this. I don't want this. And she just starts fucking these guys up. And then you see Logan even fuck some guys up too. And she's just, it's just crazy. And you see the one of her claws comes out of her feet, which of course is explained later by Patrick Stewart, by Xavier, not the real guy, Xavier. You know, about females, and they have that just because, you know, it's the whole animal thing. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like how they added that to it. But of course they get away, and then you get to see what happened to Laura, which is basically, you know, they were getting kids and trying to contain them and trying to use their whatever they had to make them soldiers. Like, hey, if we control them at an early age, maybe we could just turn them into soldiers. And you see like them doing surgery on her. Her claws are out. She's got blood and everything. And then there's like 1.2 where she's like slicing her forearm and it keeps healing. And it's just like, good Lord, man. They're, evil. So they get away and they end up going to Oklahoma City to a casino. And everything's all right and dandy, you know. And this is where, you know, the story slows down, but you're getting more character development, which is great. You're seeing that Daphne, she hasn't said anything, and she's trying to just taking everything in, you know, when she's looking at the mannequin, seeing the hand holding, you know, symbolism and everything. We find out that, that Logan is her dad. That's what Charles says and everything. But then we get, oh my God. Charles has some really bad seizures, man. When shit goes awry, he just starts, I mean, we already got a sense of that right at the beginning. They introduced that, but it was a small little one. And of course, once he gets the shot, it calms him down. And then of course, he wants him to take the pills. Logan finds out after looking in the back seat that he's been sneaking it. He's been pretending to take the pills. And then once he gets back to the casino, all of a sudden, oh my God. This is such a great scene because Logan's trying to get up there while everybody's in paralysis and can't move. He's just struggling to try to get up there because he knows what's going on. And oh my God, he's just like stabbing the walls. He's just trying to pull himself. And as he's doing it too, it's so fucking awesome because the dudes, the Reavers, they're just standing there with their guns drawn and they can't move. So Logan's just going sneak as he's going by him, sneak, just sneak. And then you got Laura too, who's also struggling. It's like, and she has the shot and she gives it to Logan. This is such a fucking powerful scene because you got Charles just going crazy, and the two people that could do anything about it are them, and they're struggling to get there. And then one guy's still alive, and Laura just goes, no. Fucking so good. That scene, just talking about it right now, gave me goosebumps. Okay. Now let's get into the juicy stuff. So obviously they're continuing the road trip. They're trying to get to that Eden place that obviously that's you see it in the comic book and everything, and Logan thinks it's all bullshit because it's just out of a comic book. I actually like the whole edition of like the comic books and everything. Some people didn't like that. They're like, what the fuck? Is it like Deadpool? That was good. Anyways, so oh man. So they meet this family. They get invited over for dinner, which is a lovely scene. Very, very just like you see Laura trying to be like, she's trying to smile because everybody else is smiling. She's kind of awkward, eating mashed potatoes with her hands and everything. And they of course, are going to stay the night. And Logan goes and helps one dude because the water got turned off. And there's that whole scene. But my God, okay. So Charles is laying in the room. And it seems that Logan has entered the room. We got Laura asleep on the ground. He says, don't wake her. And then he starts talking about how tonight was a perfect night for him it's been a perfect night in a long time for him because obviously he's been going crazy. He's been in that tank and he's just to have a family, some camaraderie, some laughs and everything. It was good for him because he was always a people person. I mean, he was always about people. That's what he was emphasizing. And then it gets sad because he starts saying that he remembers like something bad that he did, and it's just like it starts to get heartbreaking, and you're just like, oh, this poor guy. And then all of a sudden you see the fist. You see the fist go to the chest and sink. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That's not Logan. That's not Logan. It's somebody that looks like him. What the fuck? Laura, of course, goes all crazy and starts getting on him and everything. And yes, there is a Wolverine clone that is called X-24, which was like, whoa. Did not see that coming. It was a very shocking scene because it went from happy to sad to what the hell is going on here? And Logan and the dude get back. I mean, the kid tries to intervene. He gets stabbed. The fucking wife, the mom, tries to intervene with a shotgun. She ends up getting killed as well. It's just like this family brought him in. All of a sudden they're getting offed. And then, of course, the dad, he gets stabbed too. And he's holding on to Laura. She's freaking out because she's all locked up and everything. And Logan's like, he just watches him go by. And he's in shock. But he's like, Charles. And he sees Charles. And he's just like, put pressure in. Because Charles is still alive at this point. And then he goes after him. And whoa, does he go after him. After he fucks up the local dudes, which is a great scene, all of a sudden Logan just starts, ching, 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 ching. The fucking theater cheered on the opening night. Holy crap. But then, of course, he starts getting really fucked up. Gets nailed by the car, by the truck, by the dad, who like shoots him in the head, and he's like dying, and he's gonna shoot Logan. I mean, that's what was so like powerful about this scene. It was like, I invited you in my house, you were nice and everything, and all of a sudden he brought this madness, even though Logan wanted to leave, but Charles insisted on not. So there's all kinds of things that led to this moment where it's like, well, if this didn't happen or that didn't happen, but this guy was pissed and he was dying and he wanted to shoot Logan, didn't, and ended up dying himself. And it's just like, wow, how can, such a happy scene. There's such happiness going on at the dinner table, and it just turns so bad for everybody. When he buries Charles, when they zero in on Hugh Jackman's face, and he's a loss for words. He's a loss for words. Choked up, eyes watery. It's just, if he was nominated for an Academy Award, they should show that scene. So they continue on the road trip, and Logan's just all fucked up because he's not healing. Obviously, the adamantium that's inside him is starting to poison him, and he ends up passing out, sleeps. It's a little touching moment, and Laura ends up driving him to a hospital and stuff. And then we find out, hey, she can talk. It's funny, too, because I'm thinking, wow, okay, so I guess she's just going to be mute the whole time, which it works. She's working. She has a lot of emotion in her face, especially in those eyes. It's just funny how she subtly does it. De nada. She just says de nada. And they have, like, a great moment inside that car when they're about to leave because, like, she just is, like, speaking in, like, Spanish and just, and he's just like, shut up, shut the fuck up! And then she starts punching him, like, in the face. That scene is so great. It's just like, it's a father and a daughter that are really, really strong and indestructible, essentially. They're just having this moment. And it was just a really great scene. So they drive on to Eden and everything, and he's still kind of fucked up. I mean, there's a lot of sleeping that Logan does in this movie. I mean, he needs it. I think that's symbolism of like showing that he can't heal unless he's resting up. So they get to the Eden place, which is just like a cabin where all those young mutants that were part of this program have all that they're all trying to get to, so then they can get across the border so they can be free from the Reavers, pretty much. And it's pretty touching to see. You get him there, and it's kind of funny how they ended up like cutting his beard to make it look like Wolverine. That was a nice just little things like that. That was cool. I mean, even there's like a little Easter eggs too. I mean, they talk about the Statue of Liberty. They talk about he said something about Shanghai, and also too when like there was like I think one of the trains was going by or something, you see that sword that he got in the Wolverine shaking on the wall. You know, just little things like that. It was really awesome. But this final scene, man, when they're all going away and he sees like the drones that are heading over, and he grabs that juice that is supposed to help. You're only supposed to take small doses, but so he goes running down after him, and of course all the Reaver guys are just chasing after the children, which, man, some of those kids were fucking those guys up, especially the wow and the I'm like, whoa, these kids, this is what I'm talking about. And it's great because I even said it like the first time, I'm like, here comes Tarzan, because you hear rah, you hear Logan after taking all that juice, he just starts coming in there, and oh my god. And I'm glad that James Mangold didn't do the whole slow motion 300 thing. You just see Logan just going through motherfuckers, ching ching ching, flipping around, ching. Oh god, it's just like one shot of him just doing that. He's just full of rage. And of course Laura starts doing the same thing too, and you see both of them, even with the music and everything, it's just so perfectly executed because you're seeing them fuck everybody up, and it's just a beautiful thing. But of course the medicine starts wearing off, and now he's not looking so good, and of course they release the clone yet again, which is great because then you get to see more of that. But Logan just starts getting fucked up, but even Laura is starting to fuck him up a little bit too, and you're just going, okay, this is it, he's gonna fucking die. And I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for this, and I wasn't ready for it. But after all said and done, she shoots the clone in the head with the bullet, the adamantium bullet, which I guess they're referring to Origins, even though they probably want to forget Origins a little bit, even though the bullet didn't kill him in Origins, but that's besides the point. And yeah, he got stabbed, and then here's just the part where it's just like, whew, it's rough, guys. It's absolutely rough, man, I tell you. It's very difficult to watch. I can't even imagine guys, dads out there with daughters not just breaking down in full tears. I mean, this is where bloop, bloop, bloop. Even the second time I watched it, I fucking cried too. It's just, he's sitting there and he's talking to her, he's dying, and she is starting to cry. And so I'm like, again, I'm going, this is her first movie. She's 11. Where'd they find this girl? She's fucking perfect. Oh, it's so grueling. It's so freaking grueling. And then he's just like, and then he like has like this moment. He has this moment, which is so great. He has this moment of clarity, this moment of happiness. I think it's right after she says daddy, and he just kind of takes it all in. It's like pretty much his last breath, and he's just like, so this is what it feels like. And he has almost like a smile on his face, and then he's gone, and then she continues to cry. Oh, it's so brutal. But that's not it. It continues because they bury him. They have all the rocks, and they made a cross out of some sticks. And she just repeats, she has a very good memory, by the way, because usually I can't remember lines this clearly after seeing them one time. But, I know, I get it. Movies. She watched the movie in the hotel room with Charles, an old Western, and then there's like this saying that this dude says to his kid. And she pretty much, she says it. She says that whole little monologue right there. And then they all walk away. She's still sad. And it could not have ended more perfectly. And I commend the writers and James Mangold because, oh my God, the fact that she's about to walk away and then she comes back and turns the cross to make it an X, and then walks away, and it just pushes in on it, and whoop, that's it. And then you just see Logan, and oh my God, dude. Oh, I'm feeling it, guys. I'm not crying. It's not quite to the surface, but it's there. There's a slight lump, and I can feel the oh my God. I mean, it's so powerful, man. It's crazy. And, a lot of people are saying it's the best superhero movie ever, a lot of people, mainly people are saying it's the best Wolverine movie. I think it's the best X-Men movie, to be honest. And I think, honestly, it should be considered for awards. Honestly, it should be. If people are trying to say that Get Out should be nominated for Academy Awards, I'm like, this should be more. I mean, Get Out was good, but this was excellent, guys. But there you go. there's my spoiler review. I'm sorry that it's so long, but I wanted to just talk about a lot of things in this movie because there's just so many good things. Strong performances and just stuff that, like, very powerful stuff, man. And the way that they just ended. This is why I think Hugh Jackman is definitely done with playing Wolverine. I was really campaigning for a Deadpool Wolverine movie because that's what Ryan Reynolds wanted. We all want to see that, but after seeing Logan, I'm like, no, this is the way to go out. Go out on top. Go out with, like, your best performance as this character, the best movie that has your character in it. That's where it needs to end. And I'm perfectly okay that we're not going to get a Wolverine Deadpool movie. That's fine. But I just, I can't, I know. He needs to end on top, and this is the way to do it. So, good job, Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Daphne King, James Mangold, and the writers, man. I tell you what, I can't stop talking about this movie. It totally met the expectations, exceeded expectations. When you watch that first trailer, you just kind of go, yeah. They kept with it. They kept with that tone, and that song works. They didn't deceive us with that trailer. Not at all. There you have it, guys. My spoiler review of Logan. Let me know everything that you love down below, and if I missed stuff, talk about it. Talk about it down below in the balls area, guys. Hit that like, thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my other channel. Follow me on the social media stuff right up there, guys. And I'm going to go cry now because I'm not going to do it in front of you guys because I'm a man. I'm a man. Oh, man. It's difficult. That's what's going to be hard about watching this movie again and again, because I want to watch it again and again, but it's like I'm always going to get choked up by certain parts. And it was the same thing. Second time, I think I cried even more. I think I did. Even though I knew shit was coming. Anyways, guys, all right. I'll talk to you later.